money, then figure out your clutch. Everything you want in front of you, ain't no discussion. Look, it's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my clock, they tugging. Putting up numbers, 99 problems, and I still kept it 100. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my clock, they tugging. Putting up numbers, 99 problems, and I still kept it 100. Yeah, who don't play, 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 play. Who don't play, 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 play. Who don't play, 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 play. Who don't play, 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 play.
It's been a long time coming. Track star, long time running. I exterminate foes, they bugging. I'm joke, I want my nuggets. Gold, platinum chain, call them Johnny Dang dog. With my brains, I go off like hurricanes until my diamonds look like rain. My verses, gas, I'm on it, spaz. The business, cash, no money, pass. Kenny said I need a verse, I said give me like 30, I did it in 15 for real. I've been on fire, they want me to chill. I've been on fire, they want me to.
Look, it's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my clock, they tugging. Putting up numbers, 99 problems, and I still kept it 100. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my clock, they tugging. Putting up numbers, 99 problems, and I still kept it 100. Yeah, who don't play, 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 play. 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 Who don't, yeah.
Game 2 from Field 2 at the Mid-Ohio Softball Classic, coming at you from Marshall Park in Ontario, where Division I powerhouse Anthony Wayne looking for win number 11 on the season against the fellow defending league champion in Clear Fork, trying to hold it down for Richland County here in their own backyard as our live and free coverage comes at you right here and now. As that fancy graphic says, my name's Brian Skowronski, the great Cathy Sapp here on the call with me for Game 2 here tonight. Just had a really good, fun, back-and-forth game. Ashland and Danville coming down to the wire with the Blue Devils remaining undefeated. This one, on paper, a little bit more juice and cachet when you see this one absolutely ripped to left field, and it's going to get out of here. A dinger to start things off, and what a start here for Anthony Wayne. One of the top teams in the state, regardless of division, and now they've got a 1-0 differential off of a home run here from Tegan Gwynn. So the second baseman drilling that one to left field. Almost looked like it was going to hang up in the sky, Cathy, but it gets out of here. And just so much power up at the top of the lineup for this Anthony Wayne team. They have been a tough test for anybody to go head-to-head with over the last really 5 years running. Clear Fork with the 7-3 record, coming in with some high expectations, though, of their own.
Absolutely. Such a strong team Anthony Wayne is, and they are sending a message right out of the gate to let them know that they are here and they are ready to play ball. But Clear Fork is a strong team, and just like we saw in the Danville-Ashland game, don't count that underdog out before that game is over.
They are able to get Molly Connor out here on the one swing and out into right field. The catch made by Kit Rogers. So there's now 2 down. Miley Schaefer, the sophomore, gets the start here. Megan Sumner next up. She barrels that one straight up the middle, out of the range of a diving Maya Perry. And she's on first with a single. Get a chance to dive into our spotlights and tell you more about both of these teams in between innings here with the quick turnaround in between games. But the Generals, an 11-1 record so far on the season. 10-1 rather, looking for their 11th win. Just lost to Perrysburg last week, but other than that, this is a defensive team that really holds their opponents in check, and they've got plenty of firepower up at the top of the lineup. 3 D1 commits, Cathy, so when you see them coming up at the beginning of the game and then certainly throughout the course when the top of the order is up, I mean, it is truly murderer's row to go through.
For sure. They are just a powerhouse, and, you know, to have that many recruits is really just proof of the strength of a program overall.
"30 wins for them last season. Went all the way to the state championship a couple of years ago. And expectations of returning. Schaefer with the pitch. The runner takes off. The throw is in time, and they have got the out. Gunned down at second base is Sumner. And the Lady Colts surrender the solo home run. But they come up with a nice throw in the tag out there from Maya Perry. Keeps the score just at 1-0. So Anthony Wayne, we talked about the fact that they are a true powerhouse. Made the Final Four 3 out of the last 4 years. They've just got that championship DNA. And it seems like right now all their sports are really good. We just saw them in the state finals for basketball and other sports in fall as well. Really, really competitive. And no exception, of course, here as they're off to an amazing start so far to this 2025 season on the Diamond.
They really are an impressive team with a lot of great stats. With only one loss this season, proving to be really strong in their league and overall, and definitely set high expectations for themselves for the entire season.
And you're about to see, stepping into the pitcher's circle, our player spotlight tonight, Molly Connor, committed to move on to the next level and pitch for Notre Dame and South Bend. 7-1 as a starter so far this year, and you look at all those fantastic numbers that she's putting together. Oh, by the way, she's also batting .559 from the dish with 19 hits, so she's an all-around type of athlete out there. But certainly when you're about to see her come up in the pitcher circle, she's super special. She's got about 4 different pitches, and she can really try to keep you off balance.
She really is a star. I mean, 187 strikeouts is just so impressive. She really is going to go places, that's for sure.
Get to see her in action to start things off. Leadoff hitter for Clear Fork will be Mel Bluebaugh, a star in her own right, hitting .600 for the season. Already had 32 at-bats so far, and if she can get on base, it'll be her 20th hit of the season. Bluebaugh, the lefty, she gets out of the box in a hurry.
Bluebaugh is an impressive multi-sport athlete, too. I mean, has had a great basketball season that she is just coming off of.
Yeah, co-player of the year in the MOAC, an All-Ohioan. Just a nice kid, great family, excellent genetics when it comes to spring sports. Brother AJ just one call away from stepping up all the way to the big leagues. Pitched last night in Las Vegas. Mom was just saying it was a late night for her with that, 11 p.m. start here on the East Coast time.
A time difference can be brutal.
It definitely can. See if she's able to time one up here. Off the pitch from Connor. Comes in and gets her to swing and go down, so a strikeout. As Bluebaugh heads back over to the dugout. And that'll bring up Jada Brokaw. Brokaw also having a nice season in the batter's box, hitting .500. And she takes that pitch on the inside for a called strike one. Clear Fork's really been effective early on in games, getting the top of the order on base. But they'll go down 2 in a row here to start things off against the Generals.
Anthony Wayne's keeping things moving defensively. Clear Fork's going to try to get a rally and 2 outs here.
Haley Thrush, the number 3 hitter. Haley just a sophomore, as is Brokaw. And a good portion of this lineup comprised of young ladies that'll graduate in the class of 2027. So very similar to Ashland, just a loaded sophomore class. A lot of these girls got playing time a season ago, but unlike the Arrows, very successful season. Made it all the way to the district championship rounds. And this one crushes back up the middle. Base hit, Haley Thrush over to first base. So a good piece of hitting right there for the Soph. And that's going to bring up Maya Perry.
We saw a lot of aggressive base running last game. Let's see if this game will prove to be similar in that way.
Paints the inside corner.
Thrush takes a nice lead. Oh, maybe that aggression is just in the air tonight. Everybody's just coming to compete this evening.
Check swing. And puts her in an 0-2 hole. I think that's got to be the mentality. Going up against a team like the Generals, though, you have to come out aggressive or they'll just leave you behind. Too much talent out here. And up against a pitcher like Connor, if you get a base runner, you got to do your best to try to bring him around.
You want to put yourself in a proactive position versus reactive. You don't want to get yourself in that situation where you've got to come back from behind. You want to really, come out ahead on top in the beginning.
And for the Colts, after the solo shot, Tegan Gwynn putting them in a 1-0 deficit. Would love to strike back here in their offensive half of the first as Thrush is in there. Head first slide to second and all the way back to the fence. They're going to tie this up. Here comes Haley Thrush. And we're all square.
Looks like the ball went under the fence as the center fielder went out there to retrieve it.
So just a weird hop right through the 5-hole. You're absolutely right. And it just kept tumbling back towards the fence.
I think the officials are trying to decide where that runner needs to end up if she actually can score that run. I think they're going to put her back on third.
Yeah, it would be a tough break for the Lady Colts. However, that is the rule. If it goes out of play, you get the extra base. So Haley clearly in right there, stole. And I think regardless, why this is a tough break for Clear Fork, if it even stayed in play, Haley Thrush is an absolute game changer with her speed on the base pass. She's going to come around and score, but they do wipe it off the board, though she is standing on third. So Perry steps back in, 1-2 count. And she will get sat down. Second strikeout for Molly Connor.
Tough break for the Colts, but the rules are what they are.
And speaking of the Lady Colts, let's take a look at their team spotlight presented by Ontario Youth Sports. A really nice start under their first-year coach, Adam Brokaw. They returned the majority of the roster who won the MOAC last year, district runners-up, and like the Generals, I mean, they just really had some big plans for this year of what they would be able to accomplish with the allotment of talent that they have. And so far, so good, 7-3 and undefeated in MOAC play.
They really have had a great history, a great season. And when you have success like that, you really, can set yourself up for future success. You know what you're capable of. You know what your strengths are. You can identify those weaknesses and work through them. And that comes with, time and experience. And like you said, there's some younger folks on this team that really have a lot of potential in the future.
Brimming with confidence, 41-3, they outscored Pleasant in their doubleheader just this last week. Blue Ball is going to be our player spotlight in the running for MOAC Player of the Year so far, batting nearly 619 hits, and she's just an anchor for them out there defensively. She can be pretty much a factor anywhere on the field. We saw her at third base last year. That's kind of her comfortable position as well here so far this season. Just a fantastic athlete all the way around, and definitely a clutch hitter too, looking to become an All-Ohioan here on the softball diamond.
A player you can count on, definitely reflective in her stats.
This one fades foul down the first base side. First at bat here for Gabby Nowicki, junior first baseman. And Schaefer puts it in on her hands. She's able to inside out it all the way back to the fence. She'll turn the corner, and she's in there with a double. And that one, too, almost made its way underneath the fence out in center field.
Seems to be a tricky spot out there.
Brings up Addie Binding. First pitch strike from the right hand of Miley Schaefer. Schaefer made the bulk majority of the starts last year as a freshman, and has only gotten better so far here. Her second season at the high school ranks. And she's just a fun kid. You can tell that she's having a lot of fun out there. She brings a lot of juice in the dugout. So just one of those type of athletes that you just want to have on your roster to bring that good, solid charisma, Kathy.
Absolutely. You need that player that brings the team together, gets everybody hyped up, keeps the momentum going. Got to keep that dugout alive.
Certainly use an outright here as the bunt is laid down right in front of the plate. And it does skirt its way over the end of the line.
Good read by the catcher, making sure that that ball made its way out before she reached down for it.
Two-two pitch on the way. And strike three is called right down the middle. So Addie kept the bat on her shoulder. That brings up Peyton DeTrey. Schaefer to the outside. Misses, ball one. Nice pitch off speed. And able to get Peyton swinging and a missing. Schaefer again on the inside, and they dial up a single. Now a pickle. And softball's so tricky with the base running. That's the proper play. Try to get them thinking about the base runner, trying to take that extra base. Typically you can bring somebody home, and if not, able to slide in there to second. So very tricky, those Generals, Kathy.
For sure, for sure. Great base running by the Generals, but also good thinking on defensive efforts by Clear Fork. They did a great job of holding that runner at third, keeping the run from scoring. Just a great play all around.
Yeah, it can be a tough balance, deciding when to unleash one, try to get a runner out, try to go home. Worked out favorably for Anthony Wayne now. Runners on second and third, just one down. And that pitch upstairs.
And like we said in the last game, you don't have a lot of time to make those decisions, whether it be base running or defense. The field's small, there's a short distance between the bases, so you've got to be confident in your decision and you got to stick with it.
Again, that one left in the attic. Ball 2. Squared up with the bunt. Schaefer so far on the season. 6 wins and 7 starts. 2.91 ERA. He's gone the distance 4 times. Checks a wristband, sends in the pitch. She's really been trying to work that inside portion of the plate. That time it worked out. The Generals, both of their hits so far this inning came on inside pitches. This one as well on the hands to right field. The catch is made, and they'll keep the runners at bay.
Good decision making by the Generals to hold that runner, hesitate, see what Clear Fork's going to do defensively, and as suspected, they work to keep that runner from scoring.
Brings Lila Carothers into the batter's box. Batting .316 so far on the year with 12 base hits. Prime opportunity for her to collect another RBI. She's got 5 of those.
The dugout chants are going strong today.
Yeah, Anthony Wayne, she definitely, that whole team, they bring the juice in that department. But then Clear Fork, too, as far as the teams in our local backyard, they also are very energetic within their dugout. So this is going to be one of those ping-pong type of games. It doesn't matter who's at bat. They are going to bring the noise.
I always think that's a true indicator of the level of intensity of a game. How many chants are coming from the dugouts?
Big pitch right there, popped up. Right side, and the catch is made. Little sigh of relief there as Addie Schlosser comes up with it. Schaefer gets out of a jam. And the score remains 1-0 here with the Lady Colts coming back up to the plate. Let's talk about their keys to victory here this afternoon, brought to you by our friends at Ontario Youth Sports. For me, you just have to avoid the big innings. Very similar to what I said about Ashland in the first game. You just cannot allow Anthony Wayne to come out here and get 3, 4, 5 runs in an inning. You've got no chance of winning if that's going to be the case. So far, so good. 1 run allowed through 2 innings, and then just support your sophomore pitcher. Checking the boxes so far in that regard as well. The 1 run that they put up, it was her own fault, allowed the solo shot. So for Clear Fork, early on in the game, but I think they're doing what they need to give themselves a shot here at the end of the night.
Absolutely. They are playing aggressive softball, coming out and holding Anthony Wayne really well.
And speaking of the Generals, Here's how they get it done. Just handle the top of the order. They did that in the first. Clear Fork, they've been great at getting on base with their first 3 or 4 batters, and then the depth of the lineup. You're about to find out the Generals, I mean, they got gals all over the place that can really put the ball in play. It's just at the top of the order, it strikes so much fear in your heart that you almost feel like the middle or the bottom of the order that you're getting a break, but you're really not when you look at the numbers. So if they can be consistent and put girls on all the way across the board, certainly could be their night yet again here with win number 11.
Yeah, they have a really strong lineup, and if everybody contributes, they really can do some damage tonight.
This is Addie Schlosser's first at bat, one of many, many sophomores here in the lineup for the Lady Colts. And she takes that one outside, 2-1. Lefty also will step in and offer some assistance from the pitcher's circle this year, a couple of appearances. Really does her best work out in the field, where she's hitting about 480 so far on the year. Looking for hit number 13. The pitch to the lefty. And that one right down the middle. Full count. The payoff pitch from Molly Connor, and got her to whiff. Third strikeout for the future Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And she's just got intense eyes when you look at her out there.
She does. She is in the zone. You can see the laser focus as she looks at that batter.
This is Kit Rogers now. '37th plate appearance for Katrina. And looks at a called strike. Much more mild conditions here as the evening has worn along.
Oh, way less windy than our first game this evening.
Overcast skies, but temperatures still in the 70s, so a very comfortable night for softball. One of the few days we've been able to say that this entire spring.
Spring sports can be so unpredictable.
Gets the inside call, Rogers. Pretty surprised by that one, but you look at the bend back over the plate. One of the very best pitchers that the state of Ohio has to offer, and she dials up another strikeout back-to-back here to start the second.
That's great ball placement by Connor. She knows right where she wants to place that pitch and executes that really well.
72 degrees. Wind gusts coming through at about 19 miles per hour. And right as I was about to say that, Kathy's notes go scattered all about. But they've been in gusts. It hasn't been a consistent breeze. It's been in and out so far.
My notes blew away the last game. You think I'd learned my lesson?
There's just nothing you can do at Marshall Park. Seemingly always in a breeze bowl down here. This pitch down the first base side, and they will get the out over to Nowicki. So 1, 2, 3, the Colts go down. As we end the second, we'll see you back here, inning 3 on the way.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
It's the top of the third here at Marshall Park. Mid-Ohio Spring Classic is back. Game 2 here on field number 2, featuring 2 contenders within their division this season. Anthony Wayne representing Division 1, and so much success here over these last few years. Though they've got a first pitch swing and a pop out. Excellent play there from the catcher to get it done, as Kenley White goes down, and we're back to the top of the order. Here comes the pitch, and that's in there for a strike. This is Tegan Gwynn, had a home run. This time popped up first base side. It'll get out of play. And for Miley Schaefer, sometimes after you allow a home run, the next go-around might be a little bit gun shy, but she's been going right after Tegan so far in this AB.
Definitely not cracking under pressure, showing that confidence. That Clear Fork is really exuded all season.
A young team, tons of talent for these Lady Colts. Here comes Miley over the heart of the plate, and she has got another one. Opposite field this time, but Tegan Gwynn representing all the runs so far. Her second solo shot as she makes her rounds. And a nice greeting there at home plate.
Anthony Wayne showing that offensive prowess yet again.
That's actually her first 2 dingers of the season.
Impressive. She picked tonight to start hitting dingers. Good for her.
So the junior now 2 for 2, a couple of home runs.
Clear Fork taking a breath, taking a beat, regrouping, and see if they can change the momentum of this inning a little bit for themselves.
Here is Connor taking a big cut at the first offering from Schaefer. Miley shovels that one upstairs. And gets another swing and a miss here from the sophomore. Cracked right up the middle, shortstop throw, and they'll get the out on the snag over at first base by Ava Carr.
Shortstop read the hop really well, was patient, got it just at the right time to make that great throw.
Good stuff there from Maya Perry. She's had her number called a handful of times already so far here tonight. As this one is ripped down the left field line. Heading into second base and sliding in safe is Megan Sumner.
Great speed by Sumner. She made that second base appearance look easy.
18th hit so far of the season. 2 for 2 so far here tonight for the junior.
Looks like they're going to bring in a pinch runner for her.
What did you think about that celebration right there, Kathy? Did you check that one out?
That was some small moves right there. I like it. The perfect level of seriousness and levity. You know, they're having fun out there, but they're focused, they're dialed in. It's great.
Looking to add to that 2-0 cushion. And Schaefer drops that one low in the zone. A big grin off the fake throw over to second. Avery Plant's out there, the pinch runner, just a freshman. Nowicki represents the third out here, so the Lady Colts allow another solo shot, but they just trail by 2, and they're back up offensively when we return in the third.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
Lady Colts back up to bat here, bottom half of the third, and Bailey Riddle will get the party started here, junior second baseman. Trailing by a couple and trying to get to Piper Phillips. Strong pitch and a swing and a miss. And Piper gets to swing again. Yeah, she's ahead in the count. Drifts that one, bending outside the zone. And that pitch upstairs. So full count coming up for all of our fans out there watching live and free tonight. Do want to encourage you to drop us some comments. We'll bring you up in the fan zone, read them when we have an opportunity. Called strike 3.
Caught that inside corner.
Just blazed it over the inside part of the plate. And we see that late movement on the pitch. It's had the Colts looking on a few different occasions. Good contact here from Schaefer. And the pitcher-on-pitcher matchup. Here is Miley. 5-1 so far in the circle this year. Pretty solid hitter as well down at the bottom of the order. One of those girls that can really just kind of spark it from that 9 hole, get you back to the top of the order with a young lady standing over on first or second. 6 hits collected so far this year. And takes that one down low for a ball.
I think at this level, you know, we tend to think that bottom of the order equates to somebody who's not as strong of a hitter, but, you know, in this area, softball is so competitive that whole lineup is strong. Everybody from first down to the last, it contributes in their own way, and it's really cool to see.
Yeah, some coaches will put some of their better hitters right down there in the 9 hole to do just that, to keep a run going when you get back to the top of the order. So it's an excellent point that just because you're at the bottom doesn't mean that you're not a super competitive hitter in the batter's box. Full count. Piper over the middle, splash back, and the third baseman on the hop, able to dial it up over to first.
Just in time.
Nice charge. Throws a little bit, throws low, but Nowicki cleans it up. And that gets us back to the top of the order here for the Lady Colts. Mel Bluebaugh with 2 down. Struck out her first time up. Phillips with the pitch. And it's in there for a strike.
Thought about bunt, showed it, pulled it back.
That's where Bluebaugh's been so deadly. Left-hander just actually screams out of the batter's box after contact. But she's now in an 0-2 hole. She'll have to come out swinging here. And Phillips with the called strike 3. That has been her portion of the plate. She owns it here. The late movement gets Bluebaugh looking. As we now move on to the 4th, Anthony Wayne looking to add to their 2-0 cushion.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
Top 4, 2-0 right now the score. Lady Generals out in front. They're at the dish. Opportunity to try to add to it. As here's the first pitch inside to Addie Binding, and the freshman comes up empty. Miley Schaefer, starting pitcher tonight for the Lady Colts. And she gets ahead 0-2.
Claire Fork doing a great job keeping Anthony Wayne close. There are 2 runs coming from 1 batter, and really able to kind of keep everybody else at bay.
Schaefer with a big smile. Her second strikeout, both of them against Addie so far here tonight. Brings Peyton DeTrey into the batter's box, who's 1 for 1 so far in a single. .260 average so far on the year. Picked up her 8th hit in her previous at-bat. Looking for more here. But Schaefer continues to cook here in the top of the 4th. Too tall that time from the right hand of Schaefer. And here comes the pitch. Got her swinging again.
Schaefer doing a really great job with those speed changes, getting the batter to be a little bit off guard.
He's got 36 K so far in the year. Not going to get one as this one drifts out of the field of play. And Peyton will return back to the batter's box. Quick shout out to our friends at Carothers Pest Control, your scoreboard sponsor for this weekend. And if you got a pest, you already know who to call. The Best at 419-342-6841. Good, clean piece of hitting there. Going for 2 is the tray, and she's safe.
Stayed inside the fence this time. We've had a couple of tricky ones drift under the fence.
So a 1-out double. Did just get there in the nick of time. Brings up Piper Phillips. Flew out to right, her first at bat. Heading that way this time, but foul. Carothers is looking to add a new technician to the team. They're offering things like 401ks, PTO, and more. If you want to reach out, you guys can learn more. One and one count. Schaefer now in her 10th appearance in the circle this season. Again, leaves that one high. The sun starting to set here overhead at Marshall Park.
Lights are coming on in anticipation of the sun going down. Another strikeout for Schaefer.
Second of the inning, 3rd overall tonight. Lila Carrizales getting her second look now at Miley. The 1-0 pitch, belted, left field, and won't splash in. Nice running catch made as Clear Fork gets out of the inning. Got to get to work, though, offensively, trailing 2-0.
Avita Home Health and Hospice is locally owned, locally managed. All of our staff, our board, everybody are members of the local community. Our medical director is a member of our local community and has practiced in Bucyrus for over the last 10 years. When you call in, you're getting a local person. The nurses that you talk to all live, work, and recreate in your community. I mean, I've been doing this for 16 years and I've taken care of 3 generations of some families. We're the hometown people.
Jada Brokaw leads off the 4th inning for the Lady Colts. They trail at 2-0 here against Anthony Wayne. Starter Piper Phillips, 6 strikeouts so far. She's been dominant.
Claire Fork set to try to make something happen this inning offensively.
And how about that? That's like a 1 in 1,000 hit right here as it gets stuck.
Just enough of a gap in the fence to hold the ball. It's like when the basketball gets stuck around the rim.
Well, that's what I'm looking around for. Who's got the vertical leap that can jump up there and get it out? No volunteers yet. As Brokaw shows bunt and then pulls it back. Piper with the pitch. Low and outside, ball 3.
Thought about bunt again, pulled back.
Colts have not had a leadoff hitter get over to first base yet. Here's the sophomore Brokaw so far on the season. 4 triples is crazy. Hitting .500 so far on the year. 7 runs driven in, and right now they just really need Jada to try to get on base. The leadoff hitter has struck out 3 innings in a row so far. Piper looking to continue that trend.
With 10 runs on the season, if she gets on base, there's a good chance she's going to find her way to home.
Got a full count now, 3-2. Colts dugout trying to bring some juice, encourage the sophomore. Here's the pitch inside, slapped right at the third baseman, and a beautiful throw from Carothers over to first.
Great play by the third baseman. These turf fields can be a little bit tricky with the way the ball has the potential to hop. You really have to read it, and it's a lot different than a dirt infield.
Anthony Wayne as well so far through 11 games, only 8 total team errors and a .970 fielding percentage. Been really dominant at the corners as well. Very few mistakes made at third or first all year for the Generals. That is a recipe for success.
Absolutely. Routine plays, proactive softball. Keep your runners at bay, get the easy outs, and then you can be a powerhouse offensively, which they are.
Thrush tried to just lay this one down, use her speed. It's got the only hit so far here for the Lady Colts. But now she's behind 0-2. And again, with the bunt attempt. Got to wait for the ball to get back in play because we've got one stuck up here.
Our spare ball is out of commission.
See, up here in the press box, we might have a couple extras floating around.
You would think.
And again, there are 5 games going on simultaneously, so a lot of the equipment in use here at the moment as Thrush tries to barrel this up, fading deep into right field, and it's off the fence. Haley turning for third, and she will be in there easily. Actually, she's going to come all the way home. Thrush inside the park. Elite speed on display.
She was to third base before Anthony Wayne had a chance to even get the ball near the infield. Just incredible speed, taking advantage of that power hit that she had.
And it looked like Brokaw was in between. Do I send her? Do I tell her to go?
Right.
Haley was not going to hit a stop sign.
Haley was making her own decisions on that run, and it was the right one.
So probably officially, what, a double for Haley Thrush. Then she comes home off the error. They wiped off her first run off the board when the ball, oh, he's got Spider-Man's out here in an Anthony Wayne outfit.
Spectators scaling the fence to get that ball. All right, we're keeping that game moving. We have our spare ball back.
Not all heroes wear capes, Kathy.
That's right. Some of them climb fences.
So the Lady Colts back within just a run now. As that sweeping swing from Maya Perry lifts it out of play.
It's usually a group of younger siblings that are out here, you know, chasing foul balls. We don't really see that this evening. We don't have a lot of younger siblings running around here.
Just see a couple of youth. But maybe they didn't get the memo that, hey, you've got young legs. You're supposed to go collect all these loose foul balls for us, guys.
Right, we need your help.
This one caught, evidently, right in front of the dugout for Anthony Wayne. Nice charging play made by Gabby Nowicki.
Nowicki called it really loudly, made it very clear she had that ball. Good aggressive defense for her.
So that'll get us back to Schlosser as Addie steps into the batter's box. Another lefty here in this Clear Fork hitting lineup. Another foul hit here from Schlosser. So Piper ahead in the count, 0-2. '27th plate appearance of the year for Addie. Takes a tough hop right in front of the shortstop, and she guns it for out number 3. Clean piece of defensive work right there. The Colts, though, get on the board. It's a 2-1 game as we head to inning number 5.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
Fifth inning action on the way here from the Mid-Ohio Spring Classic, as it's a first pitch gun down from the shortstop and Clear Fork.
Making a great play.
Gets Kenley White to represent the first out here of the inning. This is the second pitch from Schaefer here in the top half of the fifth, and it's down low to Tegan Gwynn. I'm guessing she's not going to give her much to look at here in this at-bat.
I would think not. Getting her to swing, though. Good ball placement. I think Tegan regrets that swing a little bit, though, judging by the look on her face.
Got the first 2 home runs of her junior season here tonight, representing all the runs so far here for the Lady Generals.
Looks at one inside there.
Schaefer with the wind, the 2-1 pitch. Pop to center. Called for and out.
Not quite the distance of the last 2, but consistently making contact with the ball.
Nice grab by Jada Brokaw out in center. Lady Colts looking to make a quick inning of things as Molly Connor steps into the batter's box. She'll rip this one to left, but Thrush was waiting on it. So I think it's a 6-pitch inning right there.
It was. This game overall is really moving along quite quickly.
So Lady Colts down by just 1. We will keep the action here for our 5th inning stretch. So get up, get out of your chair, wherever you're watching from. Get the arm up overhead or whatever. And for us old guys up here, Kathy, we've been getting in our stretches so far here tonight throughout the course of the action. Just all part of being a fan on the OH Report. Got to keep you limber.
That's right. It's a tough job. Somebody has to do it. I'm just glad you didn't ask me to sing, take me out to the ball game. That would have been a deal breaker for me.
Well, no time like the present here, Kathy, to try to keep the viewers entertained, right?
I'm going to do us all a favor and refrain.
We do have Jory Hollenbeck here. Maybe we can throw her on the mic.
We'll let her sing. She's the one with the talent.
Instead, we'll just take a deeper look into Anthony Wayne and their season so far. Never lost here at the Mid-Ohio Classic, and they've been coming the last couple of years. They've been really good. This is a team that I believe they've made the state Final Four 3 out of the last 4 years. Last year, one of their best seasons they've ever had. Undefeated within their league, looking to duplicate that again this year. They've just had things rocking and rolling here of late. Go ahead, Kathy.
Oh, sorry. Absolutely, though. They, have those state championship appearances, but it's been a while since they've won one. So, getting close enough to taste it, but definitely looking to clinch that championship this year.
Back-to-back pitches inside to Kit Rogers. And that's been the part of the plate that Piper has just been untouchable. Regardless of righty or lefty. She's able to bend it every which way. And brings this one in on the hands of Kit, who stays alive here. Rogers struck out her first plate appearance in the second. Just really phenomenal, the 1-2 punch that Anthony Wayne possesses that they can put into the pitcher's circle with Molly Connor and then Piper Phillips. who dials up yet another strikeout.
Back on that inside part of the plate, right where she likes to place those pitches.
7th strikeout tonight. Second time she's been able to get someone looking.
Unfortunately for Clear Fork, that inside pitch seems to be their kryptonite this evening.
Now it's Ava Carr's turn. 0 for 1 so far tonight. And outside of Haley Thrush, offense has been non-existent for these Lady Colts. She's 2 for 2. Nobody else has reached base. There it is again, just painting that portion of the plate. It has been masterful stuff tonight from Piper.
That one just a little bit too far inside.
The sophomore this time. This is again a little bit closer though. So full count. Phillips checks her band for the payoff pitch. Here it comes. And fouled off.
Clear Fork with good solid at bats, you know, just taking the time, being patient, waiting on that right pitch.
Could certainly use a base runner right here as Carr gets a chunk of it and almost catches a fan who is dancing around enjoying what he's seeing over on field number 3. Really had to reach for that one. Backhanded stab. The throw to first, not in time. Allows Carr to slide into second. So an infield single. And the Colts looking to get something going here with one down in their offensive half of the 5th. Here comes Bailey Riddle. Carr on second. Gets her lead. Riddle with 5 RBI so far this year. And Clear Fork showing some patience right now in the batter's box, not chasing everything.
They are. They're really reading those pitches. Although those inside ones seem to be a problem for them tonight, they really overall are doing a great job of being patient, waiting on a good pitch for them.
Not much behind that one, though. Nowicki able to get underneath it. Out number 2. But contact at least for Clear Fork. After Riddle struck out her first time up. That gets us down to the bottom of the order with Miley Schaefer. Trying to spark a 2-out rally, help her own cause at the dish. Miley's drove in 4 runs so far here in 10 games. Colts just a swing away, potentially, from tying things up. That one comes down low for ball 2.
Good aggressive lead out at second. Ready to roll if that ball gets put in play.
There goes Carr, the swing. Try to put that hit and run on. Now a key moment coming up here. The 2 sophomore pitchers squaring off. Here comes Piper outside. Payoff pitch, and guess what? In her sweet spot. Gets Miley looking. 9th K tonight for Piper Phillips. Keeps the score at 2-1 as we move on. Top of the 6th on the way.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
Anthony Wayne back up to bat here in the 6th inning. Clear Fork holding tough, trailing 2-1. Both runs scored tonight by the Generals, courtesy of solo shots from Tegan Gwynn.
This really has been a solid defensive game all around. The score reflects that. Both teams really showing up, making the right plays, holding the runners, making great decisions defensively. And just all around good softball tonight.
This is Megan Sumner, who's 2 for 2 and a pair of singles. Schaefer was able to lay down Anthony Wayne in order for the first time tonight in the 5th. Here she comes behind in the count. And it's now 3-1. Belted, drifting, and just over the extended reach that time of Ava Carr. Sumner on the season with a .432 average. And slugs this one foul as well.
– 17 RBIs for Sumner this season. Really great stat for her. Nobody on right now, except now her on a walk. Let somebody else get the RBI this time, she hopes.
First walk issue tonight from Miley Schaefer. And with the leadoff runner over on first, bring up Nowicki. 1 for 2 on her evening. Had a double to center back in the second. Leveled right at Bluebaugh, and she just could not handle the smoke right there.
Almost had a snag, but that was just coming in so fast. It just wouldn't stay in that glove.
Just an absolute rocket. And it'll be a single for Nowicki.
Pinch runner coming in.
Generals looking to get a little bit of breathing room as we're now in the latter portion of the game. Just 2 more scheduled innings in regulation. And a super fun head-to-head in this one. Take a look at what Ron Myers has been able to do so far. What a resume. In the last 4 years, we talked about the fact that they haven't been able to bring home the chip. However, you're going to take that pretty much any 4-year stretch, including the 2 titles in league play, and obviously the state runner-up from a couple of years ago, losing to Austintown Fitch, who's the back-to-back defending state champions right now. They'll probably meet again in the tournament this year, is what my gut tells me.
For sure. Anthony Wayne definitely has what it takes to get there. They're an amazing team, both defensively and offensively, so maybe this will be their year.
Chance to go for 2. They will get the runner out at second. So a pair of base runners now on the corners for the Lady Generals. 1 down here. And Peyton DeTrey on the way into the batter's box. And for this Anthony Wayne team, who feels like this probably could be their year with their 2-star pitchers, how about just 1 senior on the roster in Carly Messenger? So they're very similar to Clear Fork, and like what we saw from Ashland, a ton of sophomores, plenty of juniors sprinkled in the mix, but they will only lose 1 player to graduation.
That's good news for them, and you know, a lot for a senior to provide that mentorship and example. But you know, these teams really, despite being filled with youth, are really doing a great job. Confident.
And a nice piece of base running right there around Aubrey Plantz to come in and score. We've seen on multiple occasions tonight the Generals get the upper hand in that department, where they'll send the runner. It was pretty nicely defended here by Clear Fork, but that's the situation where you just almost have to eat it and allow them to go to second. It's tough.
For sure. And it goes back to that quick decision making that we've been talking about all evening, knowing, you know, which runner is the runner that I've got to go for to do the least damage, for least amount of damage for us defensively. So they're doing a great job making the right calls, making the right decisions. You don't have a lot of time to make that decision. And, you know, despite the inexperience, they're confident in their decision making, both base running and defense.
So it is an insurance run here for the Lady Generals. And their starting pitcher, Piper Phillips, looking to help her own cause. 0 for 2 so far. Phillips hasn't had a great offensive season so far, batting just 150 up to this point. 3 hits and a 150 average. Lobbed in there by Schaefer. Looking to go at the number 8 hitter. Gets strike 2 called.
Still a runner at third, but 2 down. So if Clear Fork can keep the batter at bay or make a quick decision defensively, they can minimize that damage.
Swing.
That'll do it.
And a miss right there. 4th strikeout of the night for Miley. Clear Fork, though, got to play catch-up. Trailing by 2 and just 6 outs remain.
Avita Home Health and Hospice is locally owned, locally managed. All of our staff, our board, everybody are members of the local community. Our medical director is a member of our local community and has practiced in Bucyrus for over the last 10 years. When you call in, you're getting a local person. The nurses that you talk to all live, work, and recreate in your community. I mean, I've been doing this for 16 years and I've taken care of 3 generations of some families. We're the hometown people.
Clear Fork down to their final 6 outs, trailing by a couple of runs, but they are right back up at the top of the order. And that one way overhead. First pitch here to Mel Bluebaugh. Now in her senior season. In line to be the MOAC Player of the Year. And Melody, she's been so strong her 3 seasons competing for Clear Fork. Big bat. Great speed, nice leadership as well. And as we've seen at third base, it's been very solid the last couple of years. Need her to come through here in a clutch situation and try to get on base, though, and set the table. Shows bunt.
Like we said before, Mel's just an all-around good athlete, multi-sport athlete, well-rounded, excels at everything she does. Really just an impressive young lady.
Conference Player of the Year for basketball. But looks at strike 3 called here. So Mel Bluebaugh, 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Very uncharacteristic day for her. And the last 2 looking, but that young lady having quite a night. Piper Phillips, just a sophomore, super talented, and she has had it going on, burning the outside edge of the plate on multiple occasions, including that last pitch to Bluebaugh. Comes out with the first pitch ball to Brokaw. And just like pretty much everybody else in the lineup, 0 for tonight. Looking to change that, but the flare to the shortstop is gobbled up. And there's quickly 2 down here for Clear Fork.
Anthony Wayne is just not letting Clear Fork make the progress they want to make tonight offensively. They are just putting the brakes right on that.
Lone bright spot they've had so far offensively at the dish. Haley Thrush, 2 for 2. Scored a run. Got a single and a double. Haley leaves that one upstairs. Good eye on that one as well. Thrush with 14 hits so far on their sophomore campaign. And looking for more right here over the heart of the plate. Here's Haley's season. Add a couple of statistics to that as well, as she lifts one to left field, and she's got another base hit. So Haley Thrush now 3 for 3 tonight. Slides in head first, and she is safe. Here's another look at that last hit. Tough play for the left fielder to make. And then Thrush, she's been so heads up on the base pass tonight.
She really has. She's making great decisions out there as a base runner, definitely putting herself in position to score and make a difference for the Lady Colts.
It's now time for Perry. Maya Perry, sophomore shortstop, 0 for 2. A little bit higher with that. 2-0. Perry's got 9 RBI so far. Looking to make it just a 1-run game here with a single swing of the bat.
Clear Fork has shown some success tonight with being able to rally under pressure and make some plays when they're underdogs at 2 outs. So let's see if we can make that happen again.
They certainly need anybody but Haley Thrush to step up and make a play here. This is your cleanup hitter. Big moment here for Perry. But it's down the first baseline for out number 3, and the Generals again get out of trouble as we head to the 7th inning, and they've got a 2-run cushion.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
Final scheduled inning of regulation. Lady Generals looking to remain undefeated in their time here at the Mid-Ohio Spring Classic. 4-0 entering today. And a chance for another victory here as they own a 3-1 lead over Clear Fork. Miley Schaefer's battled pretty well within the pitcher circle today, as this one is absolutely roped though out to right here by Carothers. And she'll head to second, starting things off with a bang.
Anthony Wayne finding those gaps again, placing that ball just right where they need it to advance a base runner.
First hit of the evening for Lila. Now we're back to the top of the order here with Casey Jo Carter. Shows bunt, pulls it off. Casey Jo hitting .367 so far this year. This is her 36th plate appearance. And check swings. Back-to-back pitches outside the zone here for Miley Schaefer. Her and the Lady Colts defense looking to just keep it at a 2-run differential as they head into their final at bat, as that's lined out of play down the third base side.
The crowd has to be ready this evening. We've got foul balls flying at them left and right, for sure. They're doing a great job.
Nobody injured that we've seen so far here tonight. We've had our own close calls as well. Another check swing, and off the barrel of the bat, evens things up 2-2. $150 of you watching these final moments, potentially, of tonight's game together. Do appreciate you tuning in here live and free. And tip our caps to all of our generous sponsors out there tonight, bringing you the coverage 100% free of charge, including Avita Home Health and Hospice. Thank you, Kathy, for jumping on board and supporting our coverage of softball.
Absolutely. Happy to do it. Proud to support our local sports, local athletes.
And not just the star on the microphone, also in our commercials tonight. So a lot of Cathy Sapp on our coverage.
Yes, I'm so sorry for you. Getting to deal a lot, not only seen but heard tonight.
The payoff pitch out of bounds. We'll do it all over again.
Casey Jo Carter, a good consistent hitter. She's 10 singles on the year, you know, consistently getting on base. She's really doing a great job battling at the plate tonight.
Hanging around here, none down so far in the top half of the 7th. And Lila Carzales standing on second, takes her lead, ripped foul.
Casey Jo continues to battle, not giving up that at bat. Schaefer also battling right back.
Sounds like they could be a pop duo of some sort. Casey Jo and Miley.
Yeah,
Just works.
I like it.
Going head to head here. Big pitch. Back up the middle. This one could bring a run home as it's misplayed in center. And the Generals extend their lead 4-1 on the RBI hit from Casey Jo Carter.
Just an unfortunate bounce off the leg of the center fielder. Bought enough time for the runner to score.
Been a pretty clean game defensively for each unit so far here tonight. Really no big costly mistakes outside the error that allowed Clear Fork to get their run on the board. And a team coming into this season with a whole lot of momentum. The defending MOAC champs have not won, though, a game here at the Mid-Ohio Classic. This is just their second time joining the action. But a team that's been pretty consistent here in Richland County. Perennially, you always look to Clear Fork to be amongst the contenders in their league and make deep tournament runs, and this season, no exception.
Absolutely. Like you said, a lot of youth on this team, so much potential as they continue to build that momentum and gain experience. You know, great things to come from them in the future. Looks like we got a pitching change. Miley Schaefer's going to retire for the evening.
They will go to Presley Lilly now. Lilly, just a freshman. She's got a 6.86 ERA in 5 appearances. Giving up 16 earned runs in just over 16 innings of action. But getting their feet wet at the varsity level, and especially against a team like Anthony Wayne, this is great experience for a young player.
Now, these are the games that you definitely build confidence with. Teams like Anthony Wayne are tough to face. They're consistently really good. And if you can hold your own against them, then you realize your capabilities. And that just propels you going forward with any opponent that you face.
And for Coach Brocott, there's really no defined number 2. Lily would be it. So a lot rests on that right arm of Miley Schaefer, which is quite a different story, of course, on the other side when you've got Molly Carner and Piper Phillips that you can send out. 2 really quality starters. So looking to develop Lily. And here she is with ball 1 to start things off. This one ripped off the freshman into the gap. Runner will not advance. But a single here now. A 3-for-4 night for Tegan Gwynn.
Clear Fork doing a good job despite Anthony Wayne finding that gap of getting the ball back in the infield quickly. Keeps the runner on second.
And if things were to hold up the way they are, I'd say Tegan might be our front runner for most valuable player tonight. The 2 solo shots. Nice single here.
I would agree. 3 for 4. She sent a very clear message very early in the night that this was a game that she came to play.
Always fun to talk to kids after their first home run of the season. And how about 2 in the same game? And perhaps never done that before, so we'll see. We'll have to catch up with Tegan after the game. Unless the Lady Colts can get themselves out of danger here and spark a rally in the bottom half of the 7th.
It's not over yet. Still got some time. Time for Clear Fork to close that gap a little bit, make some plays on defense here.
Generals, though, too, looking to add to their lead. None down yet here in the 7th. Second pitch to Molly Connor. And it's a called strike. So 0-2 getting ahead here. Nice pitcher's count. As Lily checks her wristbands and goes to work. Lost the handle a bit.
Jumping snag by the catcher, keeps it in front, keeps those runners from advancing.
Down low, back-to-back balls now. And Presley tried to take something off of that one.
I think that ball stayed in her hand just a little bit longer than she would have liked for it to.
So it allows Anthony Wayne to advance a couple of bases now. Second and third, 2 runners in scoring position. And Molly Connor looking to deliver a knockout blow. Off speed, gets her swinging.
So much happening for a pitcher when you've got to time that release. You know, unlike baseball, you're competing with the outside edge of your leg, you're competing with your hip, trying to keep everything straight and out of the way, and also timing that release appropriately. There's just so many moving parts to a softball pitcher's motion.
Yeah, definitely a lot to unpack inside of the circle, and particularly for a young pitcher here at the varsity ranks. As the freshman misses outside the zone now, 2-0. Hit a mile high, but it scales its way over the fence.
You know, when you're a young pitcher facing a team like Anthony Wayne, you know, a lot of coaches will advise just give them something that they can put the ball in play. Let your defense help you out. Let them do the work and, you know, focus on that. Focus on good, consistent, over-the-plate pitches.
That's exactly what she did right there. Nice curvature on the pitch, and it evens it up 2-2 with one down here, top 7. Anthony Wayne scored 1 run so far here in the frame. Trying to add to their total, give them a little bit of breathing room before Clear Fork gets their final at bat. Presley with the 3-2 pitch upstairs. And she will send Sumner over to first. Second straight inning that Megan has been walked. And that will load things up here for Gabby Nowicki. She's 2 for 3 so far tonight.
Seven hits, 8 RBIs on the season for Nowicki.
Takes that one right over the heart of the plate. Presley evens up the count, 1-1. Now slugs this one deep to left, and that is out of here. A grand slam for Gabby Nowicki.
If Anthony Wayne was looking for an insurance policy, they definitely got it just now.
Big hit, might have just put things out of reach here as the first baseman now 3 for 4 on her night. Big 4-run bomb right there. And the general showcasing why they're just such a tough team to deal with. In the middle of the lineup, just great hitters from top to bottom. Don't see a ton of grand slams at any level at any time, so.
No, that was impressive. And just, you know, proof of the solid lineup that Anthony Wayne has. Everybody on that squad consistently hits the ball, you know, hits the ball hard and makes plays.
This one slapped back up the middle. Nice start, though, over to first from Perry. Gets the second out. Brings Peyton DeTrey back up into the batter's box. She's 2 for 3 so far tonight with a single and a double. And I might have just changed my mind about who the MVP is. Nowicki's made a lot of really nice plays at first base tonight. So with a grand salami to her name, scored earlier, a double and a single.
Who would have thought that somebody could outdo first high school or first home run and second home run from the same player? I mean, again, Anthony Wayne, just a whole group of really great players.
It's a third dinger of the year for Nowicki as well. So she's displayed consistent power so far on the season. They had just 5 home runs through 11 games coming into tonight, where they've now got a 3-pack. And they'll send Haley Mikkel into the batter's box, the freshman, to duel with a fellow 9th grader. And she sends this one deep into the night. Foul, but definitely had the lift to get out of the ballpark. Presley looking to get out of the inning. Move this thing along into the bottom of the 7th with the 0-2 pitch, and just missed.
Presley really remaining calm, staying the course.
And gets her 2nd strikeout of the frame, but the big hit delivered. It's now an 8-1 game. Lady Colts down to their final 3 outs.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
Bottom of the 7th inning, Anthony Wayne looking to close things out with Piper Phillips dealing so far tonight. And she'll get a first pitch strike in on the hands of Addie Schlosser. Schlosser hitless tonight. You can say that about 7 of the 9 hitters so far here for Clear Fork. Carr with a single thrush has had a nice night, 3 for 3, and that's it.
Clear Fork just trying to get those bats to get hot, and it's just not happening for them, unfortunately. Battling at the plate, but, you know, the outcomes just aren't going their way.
And that's the pitch that has been so lethal. I mean, just watch this thing start outside of the zone, and then at the last second, it just tails right back where it needs to be.
Phillips has great pitch placement. She knows what she's doing. She knows right where she wants to put it because she knows that they will watch it go by, unfortunately.
Puts her in double figures for strikeouts tonight with 10. Kit Rogers has been a victim twice in her only 2 ABs.
Last pitch, a solid strike for Phillips. Batter was behind it.
Phillips looking for back-to-back Ks and got it. Puts number 11 on her resume for the night. She too would be a solid pick for player of the game.
Absolutely. A great performance from Phillips tonight. Really solid pitching and just perfect pitch placement, as I said.
Dials up another great-looking one right there to Ava Carr. She's 1 for 2 on the evening. Now Piper just 1 pitch away from giving the Generals their 11th victory of the season and keep them perfect here at the Mid-Ohio Spring Classic. Here it comes, but it's outside. Just got a baby piece of it right there. So the at-bat stays alive for Carr. Riddle on deck. And if you're joining us late, the score right now doesn't really indicate what good of a battle this has been so far here tonight. The grand slam in the last inning, and 5 of the 8 runs from the Generals coming over a 4-batter exchange. But they do get it done 8-1, 1-2-3 inning, all via the strikeout. 12 of them tonight for Piper. And the Generals get the job done here on a beautiful night in Ontario. Stick around, we've still got more to come. We'll wrap things up with our post-game show that includes an interview with our CB Electric MVP. If you want to drop me a comment and let me know who you think. My vote, though, for Gabby Nowicki, who hit the big grand slam in the last inning to kind of shut the door. That's all coming up on the other side. See you guys there.
Avita Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at Avita Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if Avita can help administer your plan of custom care.
Sports, live and free from Marshall Park in Ontario. And we couldn't have done it without tonight's sponsors, Carothers Pest Control. And they're looking to add a new technician to the team, offering 401k, paid time off, and more. Reach out to learn more. 419-342-6841. Ontario Youth Sports, along with CB Electric Ohio. Also tonight, Avita Home Health and Hospice, providing high-quality community health care and improving the quality of health in families throughout their lifespan. Also tonight, Simonson Construction Services, Inc. From concept to completion, we can help you make a plan, refine your vision, and build a path for success. And finally tonight, we couldn't have done this without the help from Strategic Outdoor Solutions. Real results, real growth. Schedule weekly lawn maintenance, spring cleanups, and landscaping online at strategiclawn.com. We'll have your post-game show and your MVP interview here momentarily. Stick around.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
We're back now with our most valuable player, presented by CB Electrical, a fan favorite of your own team. How about Gabby Nowicki with a big performance tonight at the plate, 3 for 4, and a lot of cheers. Let her hear it. So to have this much of a fun-loving team and be at the centerpiece of it tonight, just how much fun was it here in your performance?
Really fun. I can't describe how fun I am having this year with all of these teammates. It's just a wonderful experience this year.
You guys are off to such an amazing start, 11-1 on the season. So to be in this position here where you're pretty much at the halfway point, how do you think that this team's been able to gel and put together so far this type of year?
Well, it's also a new team, young players, so we have really worked hard together and tried to make everybody feel welcomed for a new team.
That's what I think is so impressive about you guys. You've got just one senior on the entire roster, a couple, and then a lot of sophomores. So being able to bring along all these young players, what type of a task was that in the preseason versus where you are now?
It's a lot of learning in the beginning of the season, but I think a lot of people are hard workers and they learned a lot of things to whip up a good team.
It was a tight game tonight until that grand slam that you hit. So you got to take me through that at bat, and ultimately what pitch did you get and how were you able to turn on it the way that you did?
To be honest, I don't really think when I hit. It just switch, I just hit the ball.
It just comes natural. You just swing at it. Well, that's pretty cool. And then you also had a teammate that hit her first 2 home runs of the season tonight. And it just seems like a lot of good synergy here for the Lady General. So if you can just describe to me just what it's like overall just being a part of this roster.
So proud of all my teammates. I know everybody works hard, and it's just so fun.
Well, congratulations on a big one tonight. I know you got 2 more coming up here tomorrow. Before we turn you loose and let you get a little bit of rest, go ahead, look in the camera, and just shout out anybody that you want that's helped make you a dynamic softball player.
Trinity Nowicki.
Just cut and paste right there, huh?
My sister.
All right, your CB Electrical MVP, the other Nowicki, here with the big grand slam tonight.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, our caring professionals are ready to serve you with personally tailored services designed to meet the unique needs of each individual. When we take on a patient at Avita Home Health and Hospice, they really do feel like family. So when we take care of our family, we want to take care of the whole person. So we take care of them from our nurses, our aides, our physical, occupational, and speech therapists, but we also have people that tend to their hearts. So we have social workers, we have chaplains, and people that can help with the emotional side of their care.
At Avita Home Health and Hospice, we have a dedicated team that takes care of you. Caring for the whole person is our promise to you. From social and emotional well-being to the way the patient relates to their loved ones, we treat your family like our family.
Serving patients and their families wherever they call home, including assisted living facilities and nursing homes. Call 1-800-4NURSES to see if Avita can help administer your plan of custom care.
post-game coverage brought to you by Ontario Youth Sports, the best version of you. The Generals of Anthony Wayne, the best version of themselves tonight, and a team that's having a whole lot of fun. And how could you not when you're off to the start to the season that they are 11-1 overall, Kathy. But tonight they showcased a little of everything that makes them a dynamic team. Big time hitting, as we're about to show in the statistics, a lot of hits, a dozen of them. And then they've got some prime time pitchers, 2 of them. This was their, if you will, on paper, their second best pitcher, and Piper was unbelievable.
She really was. She did a great job tonight, and you know, definitely it shows in the stats that she held them defensively, and then they were able to turn around on offense and just really pack a punch and send a message to Clear Fork.
Saw Tegan Gwynn home runs in her first 2 at-bats tonight. She was super proud. We're getting some pictures after the game. And then the big swing, Gabby Nowicki, who you just heard from, the big salami there in the 7th inning to really stretch things out when it was a close game. Clear Fork was in it there until the final frame. But Anthony Wayne, a young team, a new team. Nowicki kind of detailed that, like, pretty much everybody that's out there did not play last year, but they're just all really good and they're finding their home. And to be able to develop that many young players where you're at the midway point in the season, you've only lost once and you play predominantly D1 teams, they're on a pretty special run.
They really are. There's a lot of potential this season, and I think they're really going to make a great run and do some really awesome things this year.
Same thing for Clear Fork, lots of sophomores. That predominantly builds the roster here for them. Haley Thrush, great tonight. 3 for 3. She was able to score the only run. Just didn't get any help outside of that offensively. However, with a sophomore starting pitcher, their number 2 pitcher is a freshman for Clear Fork, they're off to a really nice 7-4 start. The future is very bright. It's just you're going to go through some growing pains of first-year head coach as well. But I feel like this is a team that once they get out of this tournament and then back into their regular season where you're playing against teams in the MOAC and who you'll face in the tournament, they're going to have a ton more success.
Absolutely. The score and the stats don't really paint a great picture of how well Clear Fork really plays softball and their potential for the year. You play tough teams like this, you get better, you learn a lot, you play up to their level. And so going forward, they're really going to be able to do some great things themselves this year.
And we do see Clear Fork, I believe, again tomorrow right here live and free. We'll have 3 games, weather pending, of course, coming up here on our airwaves back to back to back. So looking forward to having everybody out there return with us for day 2 here at the Mid-Ohio Spring Classic. That will wrap up our coverage here for the first night, and a gorgeous night in Ontario. Mother Nature, she came ready to play ball with us.
She did. She gave us some great softball weather.
It was fantastic, and got some great camera work from Jory Hollenbeck tonight. So shout out to her for all the sights and sounds that you saw from up here. Adam Thompson, our director, producer extraordinaire, and a big round of applause to Cathy Sapp for stepping in kind of short notice and using some of your softball expertise to bring that here to the broadcast.
I had a great time. It was a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Glad that you could come help us out. And you know, we're kind of an aging staff here, so we've got some bumps and bruises from the back-to-back broadcast, but we certainly had a lot of fun with you guys out there that tuned in live and free. Special shout-out to all those generous sponsors that you saw come across your screen as well. We could not do it without them. But for now, for tonight, we are done. We will see you back here tomorrow. So long, everybody.